What is it about the word challenge that convinces kids to put their lives in danger? That's a question stumping parents even more these days, thanks to social media. Welcome to Nightside. I'm Katie McCall.
I'm Carolina Lead. It was a dare that made an 8-year-old girl from Boynton Beach drink boiling water. That was 4 months ago, and 11 days ago, she died. Kiara Pope's mother says her daughter was dared by her cousins after they watched YouTube videos of something called the Hot Water Challenge, where people drank boiling water from a straw.
They dared her and she, okay, I'll do it. I'm gonna show y'all I'm not scared. I'm gonna do this. We never, ever experienced anything at this magnitude.
Kiara needed emergency surgery on her windpipe because of the burns on her mouth and throat. After that, her mother says she had trouble speaking and breathing. And on July 30th, Kiara lost consciousness. She was taken to the hospital and died 40 minutes later.
And all of that because of a dare. I know this isn't the first time you've heard about a child or teenager going too far for a challenge. So why are they so susceptible? Nightside reporter Mark Rivera found out it has to do with the difference between your brain and theirs.
Welcome to science class. This is the frontal lobe of a human brain, and this part is the prefrontal cortex. And that thing right here between your eyebrows is responsible for cognitive skills. Things like planning ahead, inhibition, self-control, thinking of consequences. That group of densely packed cells, it's not fully developed until well into your 20s. So it's an understatement to say that kids have a full grasp of the consequences of their actions, and that includes drinking boiling water as a challenge. Tampa Bay Crisis Center CEO Clara Reynolds spent decades as a social worker with kids.
But our kids are so very smart. Because they're smart, we think that they're mature. And that's the big difference. They see that as a challenge, as something that they can check off. They get so excited about checking off the box and participating in the challenge that they may not think about, oh my gosh, this is dangerous.
So when you see some dude doing a challenge to eat a cactus or a mouthful of cinnamon, or the deadly blue whale challenge where kids accidentally commit suicide, and you say, why would anyone do that? They really aren't thinking about it like you are. So here's how you can talk to them.
Start those conversations with your kid before a challenge happens. So as you're riding in the car, maybe you're cooking together, you're doing dishes together, those kinds. Talk about, hey, you know what? I saw something about a challenge. Have you ever done any challenges? Have your friends heard about any challenges? And start having those conversations, making it something that is acceptable to come to you with. Because again, not only are you setting an example for a challenge, you're also setting the example for how you're going to respond when your kid brings up something that is potentially dangerous or controversial.
Mark Rivera, 10 News.
Similar to what that social worker just said, many of you told me on Facebook Live about a half an hour ago that you think the biggest problem is parents are not controlling their kids' internet access. We were curious about the evolution of internet challenges, so we did some digging. It looks like a lot of these things peaked around 2012, once YouTube and social media became popular for kids and not just for adults. Some challenges are harmless, like the Ice Bucket Challenge in 2014, but some that seem harmless, like the Kylie Jenner Lips Challenge or the Salt and Ice Challenge, well, it turns out there are people who could get seriously hurt doing that. And then there are downright disturbing challenges like the blue whale. Participants complete increasingly dangerous tasks until they're challenged to kill themselves.